Trendee. Welcome back. It's a madness. Today's topic we are going to talk about: can relationship last without intimacy? So my opinion is it depends. It's either a we or no. It really depends. So how people come together. So example, most people nowadays, as you know, the difficulty between the couples is obviously intimacy. So if you don't have intimacy in a couple, it's going to be very difficult. If someone's got a higher libido, example, one's got lower libido, it will be difficult to come together because the other ones will feel more frustrated, no desire enough, to do that ooh la la time. Do you know what I mean? So it can cause a lot of problem for that. But I would say, if I think a little small percentage of a couple, if they come together as a soulmate and say, you know what, I'm not really on that ooh la la time, and the other one said, me too, and we can come together and give more like cuddle, affection, but not that part. And I would say it depends of the couple, if they agree with that, if they're happy with that decision. Why not, and then you have less problem, trust me.
What's going on? It's Nalika Nevaeh. So today's topic, interesting. Can a relationship last without intimacy? I think when you first meet somebody, you expect that kind of a high libido because you just met, you're excited, and all you can think about is that. So I think in the beginning, if it's like a genuine connection, then it shouldn't really matter. It should be a thing of where, okay, we like each other and we're not going to rush into that. It's not that important, but obviously it's a bonus. But if you go into it thinking, okay, you like that person, you're physically attracted to them because of what they can give you in terms of physically in the bedroom or whatever room you want to do it in, if that's the reason for getting with somebody in the first place, then that can cause issues if sex drives ain't the same. So yeah, I don't think it can necessarily work if it's all about that. If it's on a deeper level, you've met, you really feel each other, and it's more than just about the physical, then yeah, I think it probably could.
Hey everyone, welcome to It's a Madness with your girl Sabrina. So it was Valentine's Day over the weekend, so what did you guys do? Let us know. Do I think that a relationship can survive without intimacy? I think it all depends. Are you with that person because it's physical, or because you love them long term, regardless of what's going to happen? I mean, you've got to take into account things could happen, like you could have an accident, they could have an accident. Are you still going to love them regardless? These kind of things you've got to take into consideration. And yeah, there's things like Kama Sutra, which is basically a form of intimacy that doesn't necessarily mean physical. It's like on a deeper level, on a mental level. So some people, have been known to do this in their relationship without it being physical. So in that sense, it can be done.
Over 50 years old, 60 years old, the libido is going a little bit lower, so people's going less and less. And sometimes they agree to don't, do it and just be able to do it without intimacy, for example. But I found that it's not really the case. It's more and more younger generation, younger couple as well, or from the past trauma. It can be rape or attachment, anything, regarding the past trauma. Sometimes they don't want to be intimacy with someone. They just want to be as a couple and live like that. So it would be very, very difficult to live like that. And my conclusion would be, if you are with someone, number one is to communicate with them and to find out what kind of thing they like, because if you go higher libido and someone's got a low libido, that's not going to work. It would be very difficult for you to bring together and work. But if someone's got low libido and then you have a low libido, I think it's a perfect match.
We're all human, we all have needs, we're all going to want that kind of intimacy with our partner. But it's the thing, what I'm trying to distinguish here is whether the person is more physically attracted to the person or you're attracted more on a deeper level. So I think you could probably go for a while, like for example, tell the guy you're not going to have intimacy with him for another 3 months. And if he's cool with that, okay, I'm sure if he likes you enough, he'll wait. If a guy's not really into you, he won't want to wait that long because he's thinking, okay, I just want her for that. I want to do that to her. I want to get between her legs. So why should I wait for 3 months? If it's the case of where he's like, yeah, I'm feeling this chick, I want to be with her, we've got levels rather than just the one thing, then yeah, he'll wait. And if you say, okay, babe, maybe we can wait another 3 months, if he's really into you, he will wait. But don't push it, girls. But yeah, I think it depends on what level you have got into a relationship on.
And then you've got to look at whether you're in a purposeful relationship. Are you with someone because of what you can get out of it, or are you with them unconditionally? We live in a world where everything is like sex driven, so a lot of the time everyone's under pressure. Everyone's like kind of looking at each other, like, you know, how often they are intimate with their partners to how often they are, and, you know, making comparisons. I mean, on average, it's been said that, you know, when you're in your 20s, people, you know, have sex twice a week, and when you go in your 30s, that goes down. So, I mean, everyone's different. You got to think about your libido. Like, mine might be low, someone else's might be high. Not everybody enjoys sex. So you've got to find someone who you're compatible with, someone who you understand, who understands you. On those aspects, I think you've got to think, you know, can it last in that aspect?
Can it last longer? I would say yes, but it's very rare. I think it will last longer if, like I said, they match together and they agree that's what they want to do. But like I said, it will not work if someone's got, you know, higher desire, you know, to have some ooh-la-la time, and someone doesn't want to do it. So yeah, so even that, to be honest, talking about being in a couple is already difficult, because, you know, when they are together is always a problem. It's most of the time is the man wanted more than the woman, not all the time, but, you know, and that already affects, you know, the couple about intimacy. So can you imagine no have it at all? Wow, you have to really be sure. And also I found out as well, some couple examples started very good, and for some reason, a few years after that, that's also another problem as well. The example, the woman or the man is most likely the woman, and maybe after she has a baby, example, it's post-trauma, and then they don't want to feel, how do you say, the intimacy with the partner, and that can also cause a problem of maybe the man cheating because he don't have a lot of intimacy with his wife.
If it comes to a point where we don't want to after a while, if your partner then says, okay, I'm not going to be with you because you're not going to give it to me, that means they need to walk then, because in the day we know that what they want, we can't let them stay with us if that's all that's on their mind, because it ain't going to work. But if your guy is really into you, he won't be looking nowhere else for it. He'll wait, he'll work with you, you can do other things. It's not all about inserting into the hole. You can do other things. You can foreplay, you've got kumasacha, you've got all sorts of things you can do. So I think if you're on the same level, it shouldn't be a problem. But, you know, you've got to you know, talk about it. Talk about what's the problem, what can we do to solve it, what can we do to keep each other physically, mentally, emotionally satisfied if we're not going to be doing that physically. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all about talking, communication, and trying to figure out a level ground where you can kind of work together to satisfy each other.
I mean, personally, I would want to know someone is with me not just because of what they can get out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. And then you've got to have those regular conversations, you know, how you feel, because, you know, it's not all the time you're going to be in the mood for it, and you've got to be understanding, your partner's got to be understanding. And are you doing anything else to make up for that? You've got to think about things like that as well.
It can cause as well, if somebody are together and one is higher, one's got low libido, what that can cause is that can cause a person to have a how they calling, it's like a narcissist attitude. So he can say, why I am not feeling beautiful enough, or I'm not handsome enough, I don't feel desire enough. So that can cause a lot of problem in the couple.
Rather than people just meeting people, doing that, the whole chase, the whole mystery is gone because you've jumped that line too quick. So I think it's important to get to know who you're with. It also lets you know whether they're serious about you, and when you get to a relationship, you'll know, okay, cool, we didn't rush into it, we are in this for the right reasons, and it's genuine, and you know, we can go long periods of time without it because it's not important, it's just a bonus. And that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be so much of an importance, it should be a bonus where you can please each other physically. I think it's a beautiful thing.
So the best thing I think is, if something happened like that, is to see a doctor, to research a doctor if they can fix, you know, and if they can bring the libido back. You know, you want a bit of ooh la la, you want to relieve your stress, don't you? You want to relieve your stress. Wow.
I think it's a beautiful thing when you can connect on a deeper level rather than just always wanting to, you know, connect physically. Not saying that it's great, because obviously you will get down, you know what I mean, but it's nice when you can literally sit with your partner and just talk, just laugh, and if it gets to that, it gets to that, but you shouldn't always expect it to happen. Because a lot of the times us females, we could be chilling with our man and we expect it to happen in terms of like, okay, why is he not coming on to me? Why are we not doing this? Why is he falling asleep before we've been, you know what I mean? We can sometimes get to that thing where we're thinking, whoa, what's going on? Why is he not trying to jump on me? But then guys can probably think the same thing. They might think, okay, we say we're tired, we actually are tired. So we shouldn't really always expect it. You know, we can chill out, watch a movie, fall asleep together on the sofa and not have to do that. Even though we do get annoyed if sometimes we want it, we don't get it. But yeah, it should be a thing of where it just happens naturally.
When people ask, can a relationship last without intimacy? 100%, I think it can. I think it depends on your age, your mentality, all those kind of things you've got to take into consideration.
Also, some people are just over horny, they just want it all the time, and when the partner doesn't want it so often, it can cause problems because high sex drive, low sex drive, it's gonna get to the point where you're not meeting. Do you know what I mean? You're not meeting. If you're on the same level, you're gonna connect. Did you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think definitely need to talk. Just talk about it. Find ways where you can meet each other on that level, where you can be even now and be like, okay, you want it now, I don't want it now. Okay, let's do something. Let's go cook. Let's go for a walk. Maybe we get back, we'll be feeling the same. You know, so you can do things to kind of get yourselves on that same level and not be literally on the wrong level at the wrong or the right time, and then you end up arguing, and then nothing happens. No one gets any else. So you know what I mean. So you just got to kind of like think, okay, what can we do to kind of get on the level? Whether we decide to do it or we don't decide to do it, we've tried. We're on this level together now. We're on the same mind wave, and then yeah, that can actually work. How was your Valentine's? I didn't even ask you at the beginning. How was your Valentine's? What did you do? I hope you had self-love throughout the whole day, and I hope you didn't stress about it if you didn't have anyone with you. You know, it's all about loving yourself and appreciating yourself and pampering yourself. But if you were with somebody, I hope it was lovely, you had a great time and got all romantic. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching again, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Some people, for religious reasons as well, you know, if you're God-fearing, you might want to wait until marriage to, you know, give up the goods. Not everybody wants to live in a world of fornication, unfortunately, and you got to be respectful of that. And that's why, you know, you just got to have those conversations with your partner and see if you're on the same level, because if you're not, then that person's not for you, or you're not for them, and then, you know, you got to keep it moving. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you.
So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the topic. Please let us know on the comment below. Subscribe, follow us, comment, everything. We will appreciate it. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. And au revoir. Mwah.
So in conclusion, without communication, there is no relationship. Without respect, there's no love. And without trust, well, there's no reason to continue.